Yeah, I want to use that as the office hours theme song. Hopefully nobody minds.
it.
It's a good one, right? It's a good one. It's classic. Fanfare for the Common Man by Emerson, Lake and Palmer on Vaquero Radio. Good morning. This is DJ Doc V. Welcome to Office Hours. We just got a couple office hours left in the spring 2023 semester. It's Friday, April. I know. I'm sorry. It just happens. The movements of time.
Yeah.
I saw a really interesting YouTube video that talked about that film Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey. You know what I'm talking about, right? And I don't know, it talked about how the movie incorporates the passage of time and just a lot more than just a spaceship movie. It's just a lot more stuff a lot more going on there. And every time I see a new YouTube video that interprets Interstellar, I'm like, I love the movie even more. I just love that. The passage of time and how we can transcend time because we have memories.
Yeah.
And we can revisit those. I was tripping out. It was pretty good. Anyway, Friday, April 21st, it's 10:04 a.m. in the beautiful Rio Grande Valley at the UTRGV campus. 78 degrees here in Edinburgh. We're looking for a high tonight of possibly 93, and some severe storm risk is out there. There's a possible risk of severe weather. Wind and hail are possible. Look out for large hail. Thunderstorms possible after 3 p.m. But hopefully not at 6:30 p.m. because that's when our baseball team takes on Abilene Christian at the ball field tonight. I'm hoping to be there. And you know what? I got a couple of T-shirts left.
Really?
If anyone finds me at the ball game tonight, let's make sure we get that out on our socials too, so that people know if they find me, I'll give them I'll give them a T-shirt with our new Spaceman logo. It's coveted. People want it. They like it. So catch me tonight at the ball game. Hopefully it doesn't get rained out, and I'll get you a T-shirt. Show me that you've got your Radio FX app downloaded, and Vaquero Radio is favorited on your app, and you will get a brand spanking new Vaquero Radio T-shirt with the Spaceman logo. Happy to do it. Happy to cheer on our Vaqueros tonight as they take on Abilene Christian. The men's track team is at Rice University this weekend for the J. Fred Duckett Twilight Competition. That includes a whole bunch of universities, including, of course, Rice. They're the host. Concordia, Houston Baptist, Incarnate Word, Lamar, Sam Houston, Stephen F. Austin, Texas A&M Kingsville, Texas A&M Commerce, Texas A&M Corpus, Prairie View, New Orleans, and Texas Southern will, along with UTRGV, going to be completing at the annual J. Fred Duckett Twilight track and field competition this weekend. So let's cheer on our Vaqueros that are up in Houston at Rice University. And then tomorrow, also at the ballpark, it is Bark at the Park.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's bananas. Take your doggy to the baseball game, and the first 200 folks that show up with their puppies or dogs will get a UTRGV bandana for your dog, which will, of course, make your dog really desirable. So you might end up with puppies after that. Hey, hey.
Hey, the new beer too.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's coming out. We don't know when that is. That's what, May, right? That's when it's supposed to come out. May.
It's
the last game of the season. We should have that 5x5 UTRGV collaboration. The Los Vaqueros. What is it? The German Kolsch style ale, blood orange, something like that. I don't know. It sounds bananas. Anyway, make sure you're sticking with UTRGV and Vaquero Radio as we report on these things and give you the information that you need. We've got This Day in History coming up at the bottom of the hour, and at 50 minutes past the hour, I've got a poem for you picked out from the Pulse magazine from 2020. That's another great production of UTRGV student media. But as we always do in office hours, it's back to the music. And let's go back to the 1980s for A Flock of Seagulls and the song I Ran So Far Away. It's Atmosphere with Smart Went Crazy from the 89.3 The Current Volume 2. That was an in-studio performance. With Atmosphere. They're from Minneapolis, so a great local band up in Minnesota. Before that, it was Andrew Bird with A Nervous Tick Motion to the Left. And we started off that set with A Flock of Seagulls from the 1980s, Iran, So Far Away. It's office hours, and welcome. This is DJ Doc V. I'm with you for the next 40 minutes or so. And hopefully you'll stay tuned in, because the Feminist Hour coming up at 11 o'clock, that'll be DJ Morena Libre, and she'll be doing her show from our Brownsville studio. So make sure you stay tuned in there. She plays some good music, talk about important topics. And boy, who doesn't want to be a feminist these days? It's awesome, right? Also, at the bottom of the hour, after the next set, we'll do This Day in History. And I've got a great poem picked out for you from Pulse magazine in 2020. That'll be at about 50 minutes after the hour. It's 79 degrees here in the beautiful Rio Grande Valley. A little overcast. We are expecting, there's a potential, they lowered the percentage from 50 to 40%, that we'll have some thunderstorms today. But when I left the house this morning, it definitely looked like overcast skies, and the conditions were good for a potential thunderstorm. Probably not all that long. Let's hope that the thunderstorms end by the time our baseball team is going to be taking on Abilene Christian tonight at the baseball stadium. I'll be there tonight, and if you find me, I'll be wearing my Vaquero Radio T-shirt. If you find me, of course I got to wear that. If you find me out there, let me know. Come up and show me that you've got Radio FX and Vaquero Radio favorited, and I'll get you one of our great Vaquero Radio T-shirts with the new Spaceman logo. Ooh. So that's it's in high demand. It's in high demand. Make sure you get one before we run out. So. Find me tonight at the baseball game. That's tonight at 6:30. We're taking on Abilene Christian, and cheer on our Vaqueros as they take on Abilene Christian. They've got a game tomorrow and then a game Sunday as well. And then tomorrow's the Bark in the Park event, so you can bring your dog tomorrow night to the ballpark. First 200 fans that show up with their puppies will get a great dog bandana that you'll be able to put on your puppy, and they'll be styling. You could take them downtown Friday night, or tomorrow's Saturday. Take them downtown Saturday night. Be sporting your UTRGV doggy bandana with your puppy there, and I'm sure he'll get a couple of free drinks probably. Yeah. Someone will be buying him drinks, that's for sure.
Open a conversation.
Yeah, who knows? Anything's possible. Stranger things have happened. All right, let's get back to the music. Got a great a rock and roll set coming up here for you. I'm going to start it off with a little Bachman Turner Overdrive, but the third song that's coming up, the song right after this, the song right after this one, make sure you buckle your seatbelts, because that one's gonna take you down. So, but right now, here's "You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet" by Bachman Turner Overdrive, BTO, only on Vaquero Radio, the Valley's student station. It's 10:33 on the Valley's student station, Vaquero Radio. You're listening to Office Hours. I am DJ Doc V with you here until 11 o'clock, when I'll turn it on over to our colleague DJ Morena Libre for the Feminist Hour. It's Friday, April 21st, and about 78 degrees in the UTRGV Edinburgh campus. Looks like we have the potential for some rain showers today, so when you leave the house today, or if you're already out, make sure you're prepared. Bring an umbrella. Make sure you wear your raincoat, stuff like that, just in case. As we do every week on Office Hours, it's This Day in History. And in 2016, on this day in history, Prince, the polymathic musician who created more than 30 albums and won 7 Grammy Awards over a 40-year career, found dead in Paisley Park, his Minnesota home and recording studio. The cause of death was an accidental overdose of the opioid fentanyl. He was 57 years old. In the hours and days after the news broke, fans around the world mourned his death with massive memorials. In his statement, President Obama said, "A few artists have influenced the sound and trajectory of popular music more distinctly, or touched quite so many people with their talent." Prince Rogers Nelson was born on June 7, 1958, Minneapolis, to musicians Matty Shaw and John Nelson. As a teenager, Prince played in bands with his friends. In 1978, when he was 20, he signed his first record contract with Warner Brothers, and that same year released his debut album, For You. Nearly every year after that, he released a new album. Very prolific musician. Such a shame, lost so young. 57. Yeah, that fentanyl's bad stuff, man. It's bad news. On this day in 1836, the Texas militia routs the Mexican army in the Battle of San Jacinto. That's in 1836 during the Texan War for Independence. The Texas militia under Sam Houston launches a surprise attack against the forces of Mexican General Santa Anna along the San Jacinto River. The Mexicans were thoroughly defeated and hundreds were taken prisoner, including General Santa Anna himself. After gaining independence from Spain in the 1820s, Mexico welcomed foreign settlers into sparsely populated Texas, and a large group of Americans, led by Stephen F. Austin, settled along the Brazos River. The Americans soon outnumbered the resident Mexicans, and by the 1830s, attempts by the Mexican government to regulate these semi-autonomous American communities led to rebellion. In March 1836, in the midst of armed conflict with the Mexican government, Texas declared its independence from Mexico. You know, what's not generally discussed along with this period in the early Republic of Texas days is that one of the reasons that Mexico wanted to regulate, one of the reasons that they came into conflict with the Texans that were there, were because Texas, being part of the South, wanted slavery. And Mexico didn't want slavery, so that was certainly one of the complicating factors in the relationship between the Mexican country and the soon-to-be Republic of Texas settlers. On this day in 753 BC, ancient Rome was founded as a city. On this day in 1989, Chinese students protest at Tiananmen Square. Also in 1895, the first movie projector was demonstrated in the United States. And in 1967, GM celebrates the 100 millionth U.S.-made car. General Motors was established in 1908 in Flint, Michigan by horse-drawn carriage mogul William Durant. In 1904, Durant invested in the Buick Motor Company, which was started in 1903 by Scottish-born inventor David Dunbar Buick. Does these names sound familiar? Right. Within a few years of forming his company, Buick lost control of it and sold his stock, which would later be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. In 1929, Buick died at age 74 in relative obscurity and modest circumstances. Durant made Buick Motors the cornerstone of his new holding company, General Motors, then acquired Oldsmobile, Cadillac, and Reliance Motor Company, among other auto and truck makers. In 1911, Durant founded Chevrolet Motor Company, which by 1918 was part of GM. By the early 1930s, GM had passed the Ford Motor Company to become the world's biggest automaker. So that was in 1967, GM celebrated the 100 millionth U.S.-made car rolling off the line in Michigan. So that's this day in history. Currently, it looks like the weather here in Edinburgh has got us at 81 degrees. A severe storm risk, just to keep you guys aware of that. Make sure you are prepared. There could be thunderstorms later today. And tonight in the afternoon, it looks like a high of about 90. In the evening, drops down to 75 and a 71 degree overnight. Coming up over the weekend, it looks like 93. Again, 93 for the high today. And tomorrow, 87. And Sunday, 82. We're getting back down to 76 on Monday. And it looks like Sunday and Monday, as well as Tuesday, we've got some pretty good chances of rain here in the Rio Grande Valley. 39 degrees in Spokane, Washington. So if you're feeling like, you don't like the rain, just remember, it could be cold.
Oof.
It could be cold. It's 39 degrees in Spokane. 59 degrees in Oklahoma City. Shout out to my son, Seth, who's working hard on Fridays.
Bless your soul.
I know, right? Working hard, man. He's working hard. Let's get back to the music. How about that? These guys are on tour. They're currently touring Australia. I'm so jealous. Tonight they're playing, let's see, where are they playing tonight? In Sydney, and then tomorrow, Hobart, Australia. And then on the 24th, which is Monday, they'll be playing, was it Monday or Tuesday? They'll be playing in Perth, Australia. I mean, it's a place that's on my, if I had a bucket list, Perth, Australia would be on there.
It's going to be on a Monday.
It's a Monday, the 24th, Monday. So if you happen to be in Perth, Australia, make sure you check out Helmet. But for now, here's a little Helmet with exactly what you wanted, only on Vaquero Radio, the Valley's student station. James Hunter with People Gonna Talk on Vaquero Radio, the Valley's student station. Good morning. DJ Doc V with you here for another few minutes before the Feminist Hour starts at the top of the hour. That'll be with DJ Morena Libre out in our Brownsville studio, but 79 degrees, here in the beautiful Edinburgh campus. UTRGV, this is DJ Doc V. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you look for me tonight at the baseball game. Hopefully we won't have the thunderstorms. Hopefully they'll be past by then. But make sure you look for me tonight and snag yourself one of the new, much desired Spaceman logo Vaquero Radio t-shirts. I'm telling you, they're hot. We're seeing them all over campus. This is awesome. So make sure you join the crowd here and get Vaquero Radio on your Radio FX app. It's available on either the Apple Store or the Android Store. Download the app. You can take Vaquero Radio with you wherever you go. You can Bluetooth it into your car stereo and listen to us while you're on the road. Don't worry, we'll play some music that'll help you drive fast or drive slow or wherever you drive. That was James Hunter with People Gonna Talk. Before then, we heard Belly with Feed the Tree. Another throwback there to the early 90s, I think it was. And then we started off that set with Helmet. Exactly what you wanted. Those guys out in Australia right now doing a tour. As we do every week on Office Hours, got a great poem picked out for you. This is from the Pulse Magazine edition, Spring 2020. And it's a poem by Angela Garza. My dreams keep getting worse and worse. Sitting on the bench as I look through the room with the fishes, I turn left. I see me on my deathbed covered in yellow, dressed in red. I turn right. I see an ignition of fire through his blue eyes and the passing of my dear mother, who unfortunately didn't survive. I look down. I see 2 pairs of feet on what seems to be a hospital floor. I wish it would have been me instead of you. 13 follows me. I look up. I smell cigarette smoke and cologne. The scent brings clouded memories through my head, remembering the details but always forgetting the big picture. I miss you. I look straight ahead. It's my future, full of hope and light, but the past keeps picking at my brain. A never-ending cycle, with the devil looking over my shoulder. Was I awake this whole time? That's a poem titled My Dreams Keep Getting Worse and Worse by Angela Garza from the Pulse Magazine edition, Spring 2020. Another fine production of the UTRGV Student Media Department. Got a couple more songs left for you before we finish up office hours. This one called Cordoba by John Cale, and you'll only hear it on Vaquero Radio, the Valley's student station.